tell me why. I texted her and I was like, hey, how come you're not talking to me? And then she goes and tells me,
yeah, I think we need to break up.
over text, bro. Hey, yo, what's cracking like in my community today? My name's Londyn, yo, my vaccines cast in here. What's poppin'? So you see the title, you see the thumbnail. Today I got another story time for y'all. Okay, this is the story time about my first girlfriend, aka she asked me out the same day she broke up with me. Okay, so look, let's get on. This took place a little bit like after I came out in the 8th grade. So this was about freshman year. So my school, both my middle school and my high school, are pretty much close to like the same like area. So if you went to a certain middle school that I went to, you also went to the certain high school I went to. So some of the people that went to middle school with me also went to high school with me. So I had came out in the 8th grade, which means everyone knew that I came out. I had told y'all my coming out story already. If y'all haven't seen that video, it's right here in the corner. It was like a year after I came out as bisexual. So this was in math class. I remember this day so vividly, okay? I remember this day so vividly. So here I am in math class. I remember that I sat in the very front of the class. It was like the front all the way to the right side. So like this is like the front of the class. And then I'm all the way to the right side of the class. So I'm all the way in the front right, and the girl that asked me out was like a couple seats behind me. We're gonna give her a name. We're gonna call this girl Yeezy, okay? Because the reason why I'm calling her Yeezy is because there was one time I wore a shirt with a hole in it, and then she was like,
it's okay if anyone points out your shirt, just say it's from Yeezy.
And it was like a little joke, whatever. So I'm gonna call her Yeezy, okay? So Yeezy Yeezy sat a couple seats behind me, and you know, I thought she was a pretty girl. I wasn't really interested in her. I didn't really think she knew I existed, so I was just like, okay, whatever, right? So I'm over here chilling in my first period math class, right? Algebra 1 or Algebra 1A or something like that, and you know, I didn't pass. I took algebra like 3 times. So I was over here minding my own business, right? And it's like 20 minutes towards the end of class. I remember the time so vividly. So I think I get up to get some tissue because, you know, I got allergies and stuff like that. My nose is always running. It's probably running right now. So I think I got up to get some tissue like I always do. Everyone like gets annoyed at me when I get up to get tissue. But I always have to get up and go to the back of the classroom and get some tissue. And then Yeezy taps my shoulder when I'm walking to go get the tissue. She was like,
hey, Londyn, I wanted to ask you something.
And I was like, okay. And she looked like really nervous, right? And I was like, what's going on? Like, is she gonna bully me? Is she gonna put me down? Is she gonna make fun of me? Because at this time, like, I just kept getting bullied for literally everything. Me breathing, I would get made fun of for it. So I thought that she was just making another joke about me, and I was like, what, right? And then what comes out of her mouth is,
will you go out with me?
And I was like, I mean, I guess. And mind you, she put me on the spot in front of the entire class. And girl, you know when you feel peer pressure and you just don't want to say no, especially because there's like a lot of people watching. Yeah, I couldn't say no, so I was just like, okay. It's not that I didn't like her, that she wasn't pretty. I was like, you know what, let me just give it a try, because you know what, I like girls. The school bell rings for the end of class. You know, it's time to go to second period, and my second period is like probably like across the quad of my school. Basically, I'm walking to second period, and you know, she's already being distant. Like, I was trying to be like, you know what, if I'm gonna do this, let me do it legitly, and like let me like actually try to be like a good significant other. So, you know, I was just like, hey, you want to watch the class? I think we had the same class or whatever, so I was like, hey, let's watch the class or whatever. I was like, okay, I guess we'll do this, right? But she was acting so distant. She was acting like she didn't want to be touched. She was acting like you're gross and stuff like that. In my head this whole time, I'm over here thinking like, but you asked me out, but you're acting distant, make it make sense. So I'm over here, I'm like, you know what, maybe she's just shy, maybe she's still nervous from like asking me out, whatever. I understand completely, whatever. Fine, I guess. So we go to second period class, you know, she's being distant. There's like guys in the class, you know, making comments. So there's always dudes that sat in the back of the class, always making comments. And we walk out of class, every time I'm walking, they're always making comments, which is exactly why I wear headphones every time in between class. I always gotta put my headphones on because I don't want to hear people talking about me, saying stuff about me. Da, 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 da. It was that bad to the point where like I had to wear headphones to make sure I couldn't hear nobody harassing me because I was being harassed like no matter what. But anyway, we walk in the second period. Again, she's like on the other side of the classroom. I'm on one side of the classroom, she's on the other side of the classroom. I'm doing my work and I like catch her looking at me like every once in a while. Like I'm like doing my work, I look back up and like she's like looking at me a little bit, do my work and some more, and I look up, she's like looking at me some more, and I was like, okay, whatever. We don't have classes together after second period, so I didn't see her the rest of the day. Yeah, so I have her Instagram, right? And like that's how we texted, that's how we DM'd or whatever. Mind you, I didn't know this girl, and she asked me out. Remember, she asked me out. I didn't ask her, she asked me, right? So this is the part that just really confuses me, right? I remember so vividly, I was trying to find her at lunch and I couldn't find her. I couldn't find her at lunch at all. And you know, like she just wouldn't talk to me at all. I couldn't find her at lunch. So I texted her on my phone at 6th period, which is the last period of the day, right? Tell me why. I texted her and I was like, hey, how come you're not talking to me? And then she goes and tells me,
yeah, I think we need to break up.
over text, bro. She breaks up with me over text, bro. Over an Instagram DM, dude. She breaks up with me on the same day she asked me out. She asked me out in the morning. Damn near ignored me the entire day. Then broke up with me. Not even like 6 hours later. That was probably my shortest relationship I've ever had, and it didn't even feel like a relationship. It made me low-key back because I was like, how you gonna ask me out, but then you break up with me 6 hours later. 6 hours later. I'm like, that's when I was like, nah, f love. You had me all the way twisted with that. I was like, 6 hours? Ain't even date for a whole day. You break up with me. And then the next day I go to school, right? And obviously everyone's already found out. Like as soon as I walk in, everyone's like, you know, like y'all know, like if y'all Gen Z, y'all in school, y'all know every time like a guy and a girl like talk or something, everyone in the class is like, especially like the obnoxious boys in the back of the class. You already know what I'm talking about. You already know. And then I walk in to the class, right? Everyone's like, I'm over here like, I'm ignoring them, like, don't listen to them, right? And I sit there back at my desk, you know, the one at the very, very front, the front to the right, all the way to the front to the right. And then Yeezy is not there. And she was one of those students that was at school like one day and then you didn't see them for like 3 weeks and then they came back out of nowhere. And then back and forth, like they just came and then they just didn't, and then they just came and then they just didn't again. Yeah, so I came in and, you know, Yeezy wasn't there, so everyone was like, where's your girlfriend, Londyn? Where's your girlfriend? Oh, where the hell is your girlfriend at? I was pissed off because everyone was like teasing me and stuff, right? So I was like, she's not my girlfriend. And everyone was like, oh my god. Oh no, they broke up. Like, yeah. It was one of those things. They embarrassed me for the whole class. Teacher did absolutely the frick nothing. That was like one of my worst experiences of my entire life. But I was like, you know what? One day, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and I'm gonna make story time into this and you're gonna go viral. But anyway, you guys, that is it for today's story time. Y'all, I just had to tell y'all this story because I just like, it just popped up into my head and I was just like, y'all, this is the perfect story I should tell because I just remembered it. But yeah, you guys, that is it for today's video. Okay, thank y'all for watching it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more. Also, turn on my post notifications so I get notified when I upload once a week, boo, okay? Outside social medias, they're all linked down below, okay?
Okay!
I love y'all so much. I love you. Now I'll see y'all next motherfucking video, okay? Peace.